Shut up and sleep. You're not the boss of me. I'm busy taking care of my big sharp knives. Big sharp knives. His tone of voice has completely changed. He sounds calm, even confident. Not the least bit tired or annoyed. Guys, this is amazing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! What? You know, like normal freckles? Okay. Wait. What? Stop. Don't do anything. What? Hello, my loves. I'm Degenerate, and welcome back to Obscura. Today we are doing Keir's second chapter because it is out, as was the other one. Took me a little while to get to this one though. I have all my loads set up in a very organized manner. This is how I'm gonna do this, moving forward. I've decided to go from the best ending of each thing. How do I explain this? Like for chapter 1 with Cyrus, I ended it off on the best end so that we would continue to the second chapter from that best end, you know, so we have a nice good streak going on. I'm gonna do that with everybody when they come out. So as you can see, chapter 1, best end, welcome home, from when I streamed it. So we're gonna try to continue from there. Anyways though, let us begin. My back hurts. I'm waking up slowly, taking stock of myself. The ache in the back of my neck is almost noticeable. Afterwards, comes the dryness of my mouth and discomfort in my cheek. And then the edges of an oncoming headache. What did I do? I don't know. Last I remember I was doing some revelry? As I learned a bit of a tradition after the successful heist. Ah, yes. I remember that part. I guess I got a bit too into it this time. Third time's the charm, question mark? I wince. Whatever's going on in my pounding head, I don't think charm is a good word for it. Lave. Ooh. Well, the champion awakens. Lave. Lave. I don't remember this person in my life. My tongue feels thick in my mouth. If you straighten out your mask, you might be able to see me. Okay. Who is Leif? Never met you. The first slow trickle of wakefulness gives way to a clear stream of thought. I sit up and feel for my mask. I don't sleep with it on, but I suppose I never made it back to Keir's place last night. Or whatever time it was. Oh, okay, I do remember you, actually. Straightening out my mask, I can finally see the aftermath of yesterday's festivities. The pub, the heart of Mousehole's social life, has been made a rather big mess of. Leif is sitting on the sole clean table in the establishment, staring down at me. She would probably have crossed her legs and add to the imperious image, but Halo is still sleeping in her chair beside her head in Leif's lap. Congrats on being one of the last holdouts. First time for everything. Does this mean I win? I'm not sure I'd call you the winner in this scenario. She gently shakes Halo's shoulders, murmuring softly to her. I have the biggest hangover, I win. I got the least sleep, I win. Aw. I think you'll agree that my hangover is extremely impressive and worthy of a prize. Yeah, sure, tell that to Dee and she'll give you your reward. That's me, though. What's the reward? Oh, wait, no, there's another person. Whose name is... Free glass of water. Nice. Halo stirs, mumbling something to Leif's leg. Leif is stroking her hair gently. Seriously, get some water, then go tell Keir how big and impressive your bad decisions were. Gladly. Great, Keir. The party was technically in his honor. We ran a gig and he scored way bigger than any of us could have expected. We were obligated to party harder than usual, obviously. I was just a lookout, of course, but I wasn't I wasn't going to miss the chance to have some fun, especially since it wasn't just us thieves celebrating. I think I remember Oleander being their boss or something. Yeah. I go claim my prize then. Yes, we love water. Have me mine right here. Getting up is so terrible that I almost want to go back to sleep on the table. But stretching my legs and back does relieve some of the pain there, and my headache is beginning to assert itself. The light does give me a drink when I ask, though not without a jab at how bad I look. If I look that bad wearing a cloak and mask, yikes. Lave and Hollow are gone when I return, and there's no reason for me to stick around now. I leave the pub with a wave to the stragglers, as destroyed by last night as I am, and set off. Do I remember your name? No. Just outside the pub is poor Gubbs. Now I know. The lookout who I have effectively replaced. Hey. Hey. He waves at me with his uninjured arm, the other tucked against his chest in a sling. With what I know now, I am astonished this man lasted any amount of time in the high-demand world of thievery. In the time I've been here, he's already fallen victim to several accidents of his own making. Every time he threatens to become Mulligan, he creates some new incident and is injured again. Good party last night. It sure was. It's pretty nice to get to enjoy the partying without having to risk my life for it first, so thanks for that. You're welcome? Gubbs nods. Okay. There's two ways I can go from here. I could go through the side path to the left that loops back into the main road, but passes Lave and Hollow's home, or I could just take the main path forward. Does it matter? Is that like to give me the option to be nosy? I could. I mean, they're giving me the choice. They're letting me. I'll try it. The space here is quiet at the moment. While there's no true day or night under the mountain, many of the folks down here keep their watches matched to the time outside and tend to sleep and work at similar hours. And right now, it's early enough that most people are still in their homes, enjoying a breakfast or preparing for the day. At this turn in the path, I could go past Lave and Hollow's house on the way to the crossroad, or I could return to the pub. Good morning, Hollow. She's standing outside her home, one of the many row houses here that seem to press the jostling against each other, doing some stretches. Oh, good morning. You sound how I feel. We went pretty hard last night. I don't think anyone was expecting you to outdrink Keir. Oh my god, I'm that good. I'm pretty sure I only managed that because he decided to be mature and responsible about his drinking. Spoil sport. Hollow stifles a laugh, then winces as she twists in place, stretching her spine. I think he might have been right, though. Probably. But I had fun, even if I'm paying for it now, so... If you're not feeling well, you could come in for a minute. Lave is putting on some tea. There should be enough for you, too. It's a kind offer, but I have to decline for now. I should get back home. Safe travels. I could go through the side path towards the pub, or I could go to the crossroad on the main path towards home. This is an interesting thing we're doing. Go to the crossroad towards home, go through the side path. I'm gonna keep going home. Isn't that what our goal is to go home? The crossroad is normally bustling, though this early in the day there are only a few people passing through. Mostly early birds getting started on chores. My head is pounding. I get a nod of acknowledgement from someone passing me. This is not really a space for socializing. From here, it would be a quick stroll to Lave's home, or an equally quick stroll to go back to the pub. If I walk up from the pub, I will be on the path home. Then let's go home. There aren't many children in Mousehole, though many more than I've seen in the rest of the marketplace. But it seems like all of them have gathered here to play a game of fences. They've lined up in 2 rows with some space between them and facing each other. Each row is holding hands tightly. The kids take turns running at each other's row, trying to break through and wreck the fence. Hello, are you here to play? No. My pounding headache is bad enough that even imagining playing with these kids, who love a good bit of screaming, is a bit much. That stops me before I can even think of the ethical concerns of running full tilt at a 6-year-old to knock them over. No thanks, I've got to get home. Okay. Why is everybody interrupting me? I could go back to the crossroad. There's a short road, a dead end really, that I could check out. Or I could, and should really continue my journey home. I think we're gonna go home. Why would we want to go to the dead end? What's there? Nothing. I pass through a narrow corridor, at one point turning sideways to pass someone as I go. I end up mask to mask with Kix, one of several teenagers who seem to have grown up here in a mouse hole. Morning. Good morning, Kix. Gotta say, I wasn't expecting you to sing as much as you did last night at the party. Guys, I get it. I was a little crazy last night. I want to go home now. Please stop interrupting my walk. I have no memory of any singing. Very funny. I can't imagine I sang very well. Let's say that, yeah. Well, no, you were awful. Damn! Okay. But it was probably the alcohol making you worse. Move over. What? We both realize at once we've stopped and blocked the corridor for someone who might pass through. You'll have to tell me the whole story later. See you around. See you. No more. No more chit-chat. My only real options are to return to the group of kids and their games of fences, if it's still happening, or go to the small junction. Either way, I don't want to block the corridor more than I have to. I'm not going back to those kids. The small 3-way junction is surrounded on all sides by homes that have 2 floors, and they have strung a web of laundry lines over the whole junction. I cannot imagine that laundry dries any faster dangling in the stagnant cavern air, but it does make for an almost cheerful sight. Dresses and shirts and hose dangling overhead. No underwear, though. The teenagers here are liable to steal any if it's within reach, just to cause a little trouble. Looks like no one I know is here right now. Good. I'm trying to get home. Here at the junction, I have 3 oh my god. Potential ways to go. Back through the narrow corridor, or I could visit Griff's home on a dead-end path. Or I could pass Shade's place as I go homeward. Griff. Do we know Griff? If we pass out, if I make one wrong turn and we pass out or something, I'm gonna be so upset. I think I'm just gonna focus on going home. I poke my head into the open shutter of Shale's home. Most of the houses here don't have glass in their windows. Only heavy shutters to block out the noise of the outside. Open shutters are basically an invitation. Hello? Oh. Wanted to drop in and say hello. I'm still on awkward terms with many of the mousehole residents, but at least Shale has been unfeigningly friendly. It makes it easy to approach them. Should I fill the kettle for you? Not this time. I haven't been home since last night, and I'm starting to feel it. The noise did carry on for a while. I imagine you're very tired. I may have overindulged, too. Shale tuts. Keir is going to scold you. Great. That's not a surprise at all. He's an enemy of fun. Shale chuckles. Well, the longer I delay, the longer he's going to lecture me for. We bid each other a good day, and I continue. Shale's home was on the path home, so my only real options are to go home and end this little adventure, or go back to the small junction and put off being scolded just a little while longer. We're gonna go home. It's been a long morning, and it's hardly even started. Keir's blue shutters are perpetually shut. He doesn't enjoy folks popping their heads in to say hello willy-nilly. But I can see a flickering firelight through the gaps on the door, and the door should be unlocked for me. And just before I throw the door open, I put a hand on the wall and murmur, "I'm back," into the wood. Keir does it every time he comes back, and though I do not fully understand the reason, I've picked up the habit. Perhaps he thinks the house worries about him when he's gone. If that's the case, I hope the house worries for me as well. Honey, I'm home. Took you long enough. Did you sleep at the pub and cause trouble? No. Not sure. I was impressively drunk at the time, and not all the pieces are coming back to me. It's cute how you think you were only causing trouble at the end of the night. Okay. Oh, you think I'm cute? You've obviously still got some alcohol in your system. That's the kind of response you're giving me. But he still puts a hand on my back and softly pats it. We'll lay down and collect any brain you've got left. Breakfast will be done in a bit. Breakfast for the champion. I'm just mumbling to myself as I flop into one of the mismatched chairs, but Keir definitely hears me. Champion of what? Did you carouse harder than anyone? Yes. Yes, I did. I did, and I have the biggest and most impressive hangover of anyone. That makes me the champion. Incredible logic. Yes. I probably drift off into sleep for a little bit, because the next thing I know, Keir's putting a bowl of porridge in my lap. World's most boring porridge for the world's hardest carouser? What is that word? This is not a prize equal to my achievement. I still eat it, slowly. Keir's favorite trick is throwing dried berries into the porridge as it boils, dyeing the entire thing a pale red. Boring business breakfast for a boring business day. I would have thought today would be a boring chore day. I'd give you chores to do, but I don't think you can handle it. I can handle anything. No. Oh. Okay. Anyways, our merchant contact is coming down. Wait. Oh no, it says merchant contact. No. No, yeah, that... I don't know. It's coming to town later. He's a lot, so you want to be well rested to deal with him. Okay, no, so it is. Can't be any more than you. Huh? You're huge. I don't know how anyone can be more than you. Let's put it like this. Would you like to carry one full-grown mountain herder dog? Or 8 of its puppies? The dog would be difficult, but puppies would definitely get away from me. And that's what I mean by a lot. Finish your breakfast. Okay, so it is gonna be Oleander. Super cool. I do as I'm told, not because Keir told me to. I'm just hungry. He puts things away in the washing bucket, but doesn't start on that. I'm gonna take care of my knives for a bit. You should probably go take a nap. He sits in the large chair, the one with enough space for 2 people. Take a nap. Sit with Keir. Should I listen? Nah. I'm gonna do whatever I want. We'll see what happens. That's not a good napping spot. It is, actually. If I sleep now, it'll spoil my rhythm, and I'll be up late again tonight. If you want me to be knocking around here in the middle of the night, I'll go take a nap now. Fine, whatever. There's a book on the side table that I picked up and paged through. Whatever it is, I can't understand it at a glance. Perfect for keeping me awake. We could just take a nap anyway, but just right here. So we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Meanwhile, Keir is setting out both of his knives on a piece of fabric laid over his lap. He starts the process of sharpening his knives. That's cool. Read. Ask about the knives. Ask why he talks to the house. I want to ask about the knives because I'm interested in knives. So why do you have 2 knives? I have 2 hands, don't I? You're so funny, I forgot. You never use the fancy one. Because it's fancy. Then why does the most practical man in the world carry around a fancy knife he doesn't use? You have to ask the most practical man in the world. Okay? So why do you have an extra fancy knife? Decoration? Keir is silent for a moment, then he mumbles. It's a trophy? Trophy? Sorry? It's a trophy. I lifted it from someone in the auction house years ago, before I knew better than to fool around in there. I thought it was impossible to steal from the auction. Something being sold? Yeah. But this was just a guest in the lobby. Easy pickings. And there's a lot more security there. Couldn't put it off today. I'll pull it off today. I don't know what I said. Do you have a cool knife in order to show off? Yes. Hilarious. Last I checked, you were boasting about being the hardest carouser, and now you're barely awake. Don't throw stones at someone with a slingshot. I roll my eyes. You were embarrassed. I get to tease you. That's the law. Shut up and sleep. You're not the boss of me. I'm busy taking care of my big sharp knives. Big sharp knives. I'll tell you to do whatever I want. Fine. I turn back to the book. Boring. Who likes to read? I do try to read. It's nice to have some quiet time. And the book is interesting. But I must have nodded off at some point because the next thing I know, Keir is shaking his arm to wake me up. Took the nap anyway. Let's go. Must have been a good nap. I think it was. I'm warm, and despite the awkward position, I'm not achy or tired anywhere. I feel completely comfortable. Nice. It's the power of a forearm. Not to mention, Keir's arm makes for a very nice pillow. Oh yeah. Alright, we can put it off anymore. Oh, we can't put it off anymore. Okay, let me not get too excited. Let's go see Oleander. Yay! Oh, a little excited anyway. Keir, it's been a while. Charming stranger. As soon as Keir and I walk into the town square, I am met with the sight of a man striding towards us. Could have been longer. Oh! The man seems to realize he's not going to have a hug or handshake, or whatever he was coming in for. And instead slips in beside Keir and throws an arm over his shoulder. Keir doesn't shrug him off, though. He just stands there and looks annoyed about it. Don't say that, given how popular I am today. I fear I may have stayed away too long and deprived you all of my presence. And I've already heard from Griff that you might have some goods. Best taken off your hands sooner rather than later. Keir turns his head to me. You see what I mean about him being a lot? Several handfuls from the look of it. The merchant turns his attention towards me for the first time. If you want to know of how much of a handful I can be, we can discuss it later. This is not your time. Remember that. You are after Keir. You're not now. So I want you to keep that speech to yourself. I start a little. I didn't think he'd notice me. But first, introductions are in order. Call me Oleander. Bringer of goods and good news. Pleased to meet you, Mr. Bringer of goods and good news. I am degenerate, holder of no fancy titles to speak of. You're the new little lookout Griff spoke of. I am. Griff called me little? Him?
Got him.
Yes. I'm not seeing the irony of him saying that. I hope you won't hold my saying it against me. I don't think I can blame you for Griff slandering me. You see what I mean about you getting along with him? You both love the sound of your own voice. Shh. I have something for you later. Just shush. Meanwhile, you, a man who always has quip at the ready, don't like talking at all, do you? Oh, Keir doesn't like talking. He likes arguing and complaining. Yeah. Oleander throws back his head and laughs. You're right. Forgive my error. This was a mistake. You're the one who insisted I stop sleeping and come here. The fault is all yours. Now, none of this talk of mistakes, unless you've suddenly and dramatically changed, which seems unlikely given how long you've known each other. You'll want to get down to business, and I have business for you to get down to. Oleander escorts Keir to the center of activities, and I follow along. Hey guys, or Griff. I see a lot of familiar figures digging through an assortment of crates. Griff has his arms crossed, a basket hanging over one, and he's tapping his foot loudly. Come on, man, I know you and Keir had that thing, but that doesn't mean you can leave me hanging. I couldn't resist greeting a personal favorite. Ah! Unbelievable. And now I am, once again, all yours. Kinda doubt that. Griff is just grumbling to himself, though, and Oleander starts appraising the things in Griff's basket. I know I'm the one who gave you the tip in the first place, and I only did that because I know you've got the skills for it, but I'm still very impressed with how much you came away with it. Some of that credit needs to go to Degenerate. They've been pretty good lookouts. Oh my gosh. I was just complimented. And how about that witch ring? Do I get to see it? Keir digs around in his pocket, then throws it in a tall arc towards Oleander. How's it look? Not like what I imagined, but it does match the description. We got old Surly to look at it, and he says it's authentic. Then we're all in agreement. Oleander pulls out a satchel from the inside of his jacket. What little of it is already open and exposed, at least. You've made this smuggler a very happy man. Yeah! He throws the satchel to me, surprised I only just catch it. Is this money just for me, then? Wait a minute. It sounds like you were fairly instrumental for this whole heist. You should get first pick. He's clearly joking, at least. I throw the satchel at Keir, who swipes it out of the air. Easily. I don't think I want the responsibility of dividing the money in a way everyone is happy with. And you think I do? Yes. Griff won't gripe as much as you do. You do it. So. Well, that's actually true. Whatever, I'll deal with the money. You go see if there's anything you want. This is a shopping opportunity too? I'm certain that people of Mouse Hole are just happy to get the money. But I also take orders and bring along those things that I think might be of interest. I've learned that it makes everyone happier if you anticipate your partner's needs, whether in business or personal life. You certainly sound like you're a good business partner. And unfortunately, I must leave you to your own tasks. But there is someone else in need of my attention. Okay. I look into one of the crates and everyone goes off to handle their own business. Hey. Hello, Halo. Hello. This is the last place I haven't checked. Do you mind if I join you? Go ahead. You're looking for something specific. I asked Oleander for something and I think it might be there. She starts shuffling through cookware and gently used boots and skeins of yarn, among other things. Were you looking for something specific? Just looking. We're quiet for a minute or so. Stay quiet, ask about Oleander. Ask. Say, Halo. Yes? Did Oleander change his name recently? Do Keir and Oleander have a history? A history. We know about the whole name changing thing, so let's just do that. Oh, they do. She fiddles with her hands a bit. Is it a private thing? Yeah, it's not. It isn't something I should be the one to talk about. I'll ask Keir then. I found it! Halo lifts a panel of gossamer fabric from the crate, holding it out to catch a flicker of lamplight. Oh, it's perfect. That's not. Oh, thank goodness. I would hate to leave you unsatisfied. Hmm. I didn't think you'd be able to find it. Oh. Well, no, I was hardly going to disappoint you. Lolo? Hmm. There's a warmth in his voice that I haven't heard until now. Even if I had to look extra hard to find something that met your exact requirements. And well, I assume you and Leif are going to enjoy it plenty, which is reward enough for me. Halo glances to the side and nudges Oleander with her shoulder, a little shy. You still want the money though, right? Correct. I thought so. And you found anything you want? You got some fine stuff here, but I'm afraid what I need is much more expensive. You have rich tastes as well. You're someone after my own heart. I wish it was a matter of taste. Just a matter of taste. Well, now I must know. Do you ever trade in lunar ichor by any chance? Can't say that I have. How sorry should I be? I don't think you need to be sorry at all. You hardly know me after all. Nevertheless, if you're looking for lunar ichor, I doubt you have a happy cause for it. If it crosses my path, I will be sure to let you know. I don't think I could afford it, honestly. Oh, I wouldn't buy it. But I find a bit of certainty placed information to the right people can get you anything you want. He holds the witch ring in front of his mask, watching it gleam in the firelight. Whoopsies. Well, information is better than nothing. And I'm certain I have any good news. If I have any good news to share with you, you'll be willing to share the prosperity with me. I think so. Uh-oh. Okay, enough of you both. I'm going home. I've got everything I needed. I need to sort out. Give me a minute and I'll come with you. Fine. Scooting up, okay. Offer my hand to Oleander, who shakes it firmly. Pleasure doing business with you. Likewise. Let's go. Trying to get out of there. Here. Keir drops a handful of money into my gloves. My cut of the earnings, I suppose. Thank him. Tease him. What should I do? That one. Are you sure this is all of it? Why wouldn't it be? Last I checked, you're a very talented thief. He turns away and stretches, joints cracking. Yeah, you're very funny and original. I know. No one has ever joked about me being a thief before. I can't help it if the joke is still funny every time. You can absolutely help it. Nope. Aren't you supposed to be tired from last night? I took a nap. I mean, for a very good pillow, I feel fine now. I may be exaggerating my fineness just a bit. But yeah, I wanted to ask you something. What? You and Oleander have some history. That's not a question. It's not. I want to know what the history is. Still not a question. Alright. What is your history with Oleander? Why do you want to know? Curiosity. I know he's staring at me through his mask. It matters to me a bit. I want to know. There's a long pause where I think he's going to just ignore me and leave. Fine, let's talk. Oh yeah. Can I sit in the chair? Just sit in the chair again? He's seated in the chair sized for two. He passed the spot. We win. Again. He passed the spot next to him where I was napping only a little while ago. How serious is this talk? Am I about to hear about a tragic romance? Some terrible fight? I sit down with him. Not as serious as whatever is going on in your head. You don't know what's in my head. Given how much you talk, I have a good guess. Okay. We weren't anything serious. He came to Mouse Hole a while back, needed a place to stay, and he was willing to help out. Like you. No. Did you abduct him too? I can't believe you're still gripping about that. Took a few months before he was really able to get himself back on his feet and do trading again. And during those few months, he's always been good looking and his charisma is genuine. It was always going to be a temporary thing, but for a while it was nice, and then it very suddenly wasn't. What happened? It's not my story, really. Oh. I gotta keep going to 8 different people for one story. Damn. I was just there, but I can tell you this, the Oleander you met today is not the one I met back then. He changed a lot and for the better. Oh, so it was worse. That, and he's incredibly annoying. Let's just say coitus, because that is the appropriate word for that. I wish you didn't treat it like a big funny joke. Haha. I'm sorry. Oh, Keir, don't get bitches. God forbid Keir whips it out. Used to. Too busy. Having you hang around isn't helping. What? Not sorry? What? Yeah, I thought so. What? Keir rolls his shoulders. So I got work to do. Okay. Wait, what? I'm stopping you from getting bitches? There's always work to do. Mending and repairing everything that's always falling apart. Cooking, washing, moving things, laundry. So much laundry. Minding the children, cleaning the house. At this point, I don't know what needs doing and what I'm best at doing. We could try everything. Let's do the laundry first. You're working me to the point of exhaustion. Wait, are we doing that already? Still got enough energy to complain? Yes. Keir and I get our things together and head out. There's always something that needs to be done. Ah, so boring. In the next few days, life returns to normal, or what I would consider normal at this point. For a little while, I hope Oleander is going to send a message down immediately to tell me there is lunar core and how to steal it. But there's no message. It's just too rare, I suppose. In the meantime, I have other issues to contend with. Keir. Spooky Bear. Yes? Why do you insist on living in a boring box? Oh my god. I live in a house. You live here too. You're inside it right now. I'm not gonna say anything inappropriate. I'm just gonna move on. And you're clearly done your best with what you have. I glance at the place where there used to be a loose floorboard. He only just fixed it. Yikes. But maybe you'd be in a better mood if you decorated a little? I don't want to decorate. Well, I do. Sounds like a you problem. You're welcome to solve it. I would. The last I checked, I was not allowed to leave Mousehole without a babysitter. In case I ran to the authorities and told them how to get here. Also true. But why would I do that? I wouldn't do that. So, fine. I'll babysit you. There's a street I wanted to visit anyways. Okay. Going shopping! I have been to a lot of places in the market since I first descended into it. There always seems to be something new to discover. Keir and I walk side by side down a small side street packed with stalls and street food vendors. So a lot of the folks here are a bit like us, try to get by. Oh god. Don't just start buying things, all cats clouder. Cats clouder. Cats clouder like, alright? I understand what you're trying to say, but I've never heard that figure of speech before. I've never seen a bunch of cats scatter? Just go everywhere at once. How? No, it makes sense as a phrase, I've just never heard it. Maybe it's just part of the marketplace dialect then. How? Despite Keir's warning, I can't help how my eye is drawn in every direction. A bit like the entrance to the marketplace I went through so long ago. It feels like there's a little bit of everything being sold here. Glassware and trinkets, jams, all sold side by side along with everything else. Oh, at one point, Keir puts a hand on my shoulder and pulls me close to his side. Keep drifting around, you're going to get lost. There's absolutely no way I could get lost. Oh? He lets go and just lets me drift away? You are a giant red-headed lighthouse in every crowd. As long as you're nearby, I'll never be lost again. Fair. But he doesn't let go of my shoulder right away. See anything interesting? How about that? I'm looking straight at an artist, currently painting on a rough wood panel. Quite possibly taken and repurposed from a damaged building. Around them are more panels, each of them a bright burst of color. I can't quite interpret what they are from this distance. They are eye-catching. Some art for your walls could be nice. I don't want art on my walls. You can nail it to the wall in your bedroom, if you have to get one. Well, no, I definitely have to get one. It takes a moment to get the artist's attention, but she's pretty happy to exchange one of her brightly colored panels for a few rum. So what is it? It's nice, is what it is. But we resume our stroll down the street together. So now I have something for me. We've done what we came here for. Well, no. What about you? What about me? Huh. Are you going to get yourself anything? Why would I have everything I need? Right. And you're just above the concept of wanting things? Exactly. I can't be frivolous with my money. That sounds extremely sad. My heart weeps for you. Deprived of simple joys like decorations for your home. Truly, your sacrifices will be written down in the record of all good deeds, and your soul will be found to be worthy. The f*** are you talking about? How impressive I am by your dedication to not enjoying anything. I enjoy things. Really? Really? Yeah? I like a good meal, music, good company. Not being the allegations, bro. But you're above the concept of luxury, I understand. I suspect Keir is rolling his eyes behind his mask. There has to be something you enjoy just for its own sake. You wouldn't be so well adjusted, relatively, I mean, if you deprived yourself of any indulgences. Keir is quiet a lot longer than I would have thought. Soap? You're joking, right? You're messing with me. He's a jokester. What'd you say? Soap? When I'm having a bad time, if Mousehole is in good shape, but I'm doing bad, I get myself the nicest soap I can afford. I don't know what the f to say to this. I have no reaction. Soft soap that lathers well with pine oil for a good scent. Huh. So you're a normal person after all. I wouldn't say that. Was that ever in question? I don't enjoy things is a bit of a strange and radical stance for a person to take, I think. We're only mortal after all. Soap. He said soap. I didn't mean to allude to my condition, but in hindsight I probably shouldn't be referring to my own looming mortality. On a fun outing, Keir and I both fall silent for a moment. Then he breaks the silence. Well, I'm hungry. Want anything? What are my options? He sweeps his arm before him. There's plenty of street food vendors here. Take your pick. I know where the least suspicious vendors tend to be. Least suspicious? Isn't not suspicious. Oh, isn't not suspicious an option? Keir just stares down at me. No, you're right. That was a dumb question. I consider my options. A meat pie? Have a pretzel. Have a meat pie. Have a honeyed fritter. Have a baked apple. Grilled skewer. Nothing. I'm gonna have a grilled skewer. Let's go. Skewers are hard to get wrong. What kind? Vegetable? Meat. I'll take vegetable and meat. A little bit of meat and veg, I think. Rolling the dice, then. I trust you not to feed me anything objectionable. Keir takes a moment to find a vendor he likes, then returns with 2 skewers. His, I notice, has both meat and vegetables. After saying meat here is untrustworthy, you got some anyways? He shrugs. I'm used to rolling the dice. He has... Okay, I'm gonna explain why I'm still laughing. And it just came out of nowhere, cause... I can't imagine him and Oleander doing anything. I can't. But it's true. I know, like, Oleander's acting differently than when he was with him. But it's like, bro. Who's down here and who's up there? Like, ah. Focus. He has to part the fabric wrapped around his face to eat, but he seems to have found a way to make it work. I removed the bottom of my mask to start eating. It is fine. Nothing on this gear is objectionable. I suppose the marketplace is not the ideal place to get food best prepared fresh. There's a pleasing smokiness to the skewer, at least. I'm whelmed. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's about where I am at. Spectacularly average. Incredibly typical. Thrilling in its mediocrity. We continue our stroll, us nibbling at our skewers as we go. So I was wondering something. You have a question for me? Interesting. Alright, good for you. I was wondering if I could ask you some things. Totally. I'll actually answer them. That's the difference between me and you. Just kidding. Depends on what the things are. I doubt my secrets are going to be of much value with Keir. I don't want to promise them to him for no reason. Your face. Hey, what about it? I'm curious. Okay, well I could say the same about you. Yeah, it looks like Kakashi. But like, complete. How about it then? What? Oh. Stop. Okay. What color are your eyes? Starting strong, I see. What color are your eyes? Let's just answer. Oh, and I was already on brown. That's so funny. Brown. My eyes are brown. Huh. Well. Do you feel like you know and understand me better now? You know what? I do. A little bit. Even though my eye color is meaningless to who I am as a person, I get to hear enough about what you're like as a person already. You won't shut up about it. I'm not that vain. You don't have to be vain to tell me what kind of person you are. You just do it by being yourself. I just wanted to know if your eyes are a nice color. Do I pass muster? You just have to wait until I see them and decide if they're a nice color, won't you? What? Who are you talking to? Not me, that's for sure. He suddenly taps my shoulder, the one farther from him. And pushes me slightly closer to him. Something brushes my hood. That was close. What? What was that? No idea. Someone carrying a pipe or post around from what looks of it. Oh, from the looks of it. Huh? You may have noticed there are some strange people here. Oh, really? I hadn't realized anyone here was strange. Anyways, another question for you. Do you have a gap between the top front teeth? No. I don't? Ah! What is this, your fetish or something? What would that be called? What even is, what? You shush this last option, don't say anything. I don't. Sorry to disappoint. It's not common, I wasn't expecting it. Are all of your expectations of me that low then? Very nearly, yeah. You've proven yourself good at your gigs, at least. Whatever, I guess your smile would still be nice, even if you don't have a gap in your teeth. What? My smile is amazing, thanks for asking. One day you'll have to prove it to me. What are you doing? What is he doing? Okay, now it's my turn. You got to ask me some questions. You have to answer mine. Fine, one. What? You got two. but I only agreed to answer one. Sass him. Swat him. Which one is better? I'm gonna swat you. A scowl wouldn't reach him, so I swat at Keir's arm. I'm not trying to hurt him. I just graze his bicep with my fingers. He glances down at me. I'm pretty sure he's gotten the message. So, what's your question? Choose wisely. No! Don't give me more than 2 options. Ugh. What's your eye color? Do you have a gap in your front teeth? How far down? We are just gonna ask. You got a lot that I can see, but I wonder. In the hotter seasons, I do a lot of hauling work shirtless. So I guess it's just wherever the sun touches. You know, like normal freckles. Okay. Wait. What? Don't do anything. What? Is this a sex thing? It's not some kind of freckle kink, okay? I really was just wondering. But it was you flirting. Let's flip the script, okay? What were you doing? Oh, okay. The same thing. Don't be a hypocrite. It might have been, but you kind of missed your chance to tell me how your freckles go all the way down. And maybe I should check to see how far it goes. This one? This YN is way different. But now the moment's gone. So, you missed it. It'll come back. It better. Huh? Now that I know... Okay. Oh man, this guy's so funny. I want to strangle him. Now that I know you're horny for my freckles, maybe I'll just go shirtless next time I head out. I'll make sure there's a lot of them for you to find. Okay. Who says I'm gonna complain about that? Like, I'm not gonna say, no, don't do that. Why would I do that? So. He sounds unbearably smug. Maybe it gets me a little too defensive. I was just curious. I don't have a thing for your freckles. It may be a bit of a lie at this point, but I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of hearing me say it out loud. My turn again. That's not fair. You got 2, and I only got 1, and you told me to choose wisely, and then it was... unfair. I demand 2 questions. Yeah, but I'm bigger and stronger than you, and I want to ask another question now. Oh. What if I blew you up? Fine. I crossed my arm just to make my displeasure with his tyranny extra clear. What is your bra size? Just kidding. I don't even think they have bras. He stops for a second, pondering. What's your best facial feature? I don't know. No! I literally hate looking at myself. So, I actually do have to sit here and think for a little bit. Eyebrows. Eyes. Lips. Nose. Jaw. Right. Cheeks. Forehead. My actual first initial thought was my cheeks. Because they're so pudgy. So I think I'm going to do that one. My cheeks, obviously. Can't you tell? No. He bends down so that our faces are much closer. Somehow I feel a flutter from his stupid vacant mask of all things getting close to me. Oh yeah, very obvious. I was being so stupid just now. Couldn't see what was right in front of me. Keir cracks his knuckles. So if I sum it up, brown eyes, you like your cheeks best, but sadly no gap teeth. What do you mean sadly? Is that really a deal breaker for him? Yeah, I think that's right. So do you feel like you understand my face now? I think I'm starting to understand. Probably the best I'm going to get until I see your face for real. You think I'll like it? Ooh. How is he gonna, like, shame me or whatever for being like, oh, well, you're flirting? Still be the same thing. Get him. FBI, open up! You definitely will. Probably not. I was lying my ass off just now. But let's be, like, arrogantly confident. We're just arrogant? I'm a dream wrapped in a mysterious mask and cloak, obviously. Well then, I guess I'll look forward to seeing you one day. Maybe. Maybe. I can't hide the smile in my voice. As much as he complains about it, Keir enjoys our little back and forths as much as I do. And this has been plenty of fun. This way. That was so silly. What a treat. Keir suddenly turns sharply to the left. I almost lose him. Or would have. But he's still a massive red-haired lighthouse in the gloom of the cavern. When I reach the side again, the noise of the shopping district is mostly behind us. The echoes carry the sound far. But this wide tunnel is far quieter. So, not a bad outing. You've got your painted panel thing. Eloquently put. So I think it's time to talk business. What kind of business are we talking? Are we talking monkey business? The usual. Okay, never mind. Helpful as always. We have a gig. Nice. Oh, what's up for grabs? These nuts. Not sure the tip we got this time isn't for goods. We're doing a bit of good instead. Ooh. Doesn't take a genius to guess Keir is talking around the subject. Another rescue mission, then. Well, where are we going? How much do you know about the warehouse down here? Presumably they work the same as any other warehouse. Things go in to be stored, they go out when they're ordered. Maybe it's just a building, but a cavern with only one entrance to make it easier to protect and watch for everything entering and leaving. Right idea, but there aren't many caverns that genuinely have only one entrance or exit. So you're going to a warehouse cavern that has more than one way in? 4 go in, 5 come out, with some rewards for your trouble? Always. Well, what are you talking about? 4 go in. I count on my fingers as I speak, going slowly enough that poor number challenged Keir can follow. Well, there's you. Lave goes on all our gigs with you. And where there's Lave, there's Hollow, so that's 3. And then there's Griff. 4. Presumably, I'll be somewhere nearby to make sure your exit route stays clear. A lookout loitering around our escape route would bring more attention to it than having it unguarded. No one is running lookout on this gig. So I'm going to be going in too? So I'm staying home this time? No. That's right. Yay! Congrats on the promotion. Are you sure? Finally. I'm gonna ask. Yeah. Well, okay then. And we're doing something a bit more dangerous and involved than lookout work count, for more towards my lunar accord debt? Sure. That's the least trustworthy sure I've ever heard. Good thing you've never trusted me. That is true. I did not in the first one. It served me well since I got here. So buying me something to eat, just as a plot to bribe me into agreeing to this gig, was it? If that's what you think, I'm not going to stop you. You couldn't stop me if you wanted to. You're enjoyable being a menace, aren't you? Oh, enjoying being a menace. Yeah. If this is what you consider being a menace, I feel bad for you. But now that I know I'm part of the gig, tell me everything. A warehouse worth visiting is bound to be well protected. It is. There's only two places in the whole marketplace that are impossible to steal from. The auction house and the Iron Row. And what is the Iron Row? It's a dungeon? Prison? The lords of the market pay to keep people there. Ah, should have guessed. Good news is that we're keeping far away from that. There's a tunnel to get into the warehouse, dug out by previous owners. It was supposed to be a secret. And then the previous owners stopped being the owners? Exactly. Is this tunnel easy to get through? Maybe for you. I'm looking forward to seeing you squeeze through it. Keir just shrugs. There's nothing you can say that I haven't heard before. My gosh. So like you're a billion years old. Anyways, the actual gig should be pretty easy. Get in, stay quieter than the dead, pick up anything expensive that's easy to carry, find our rescue mission, and get out of there. Pretty hard to mess up as long as we don't get unlucky. And if we do get unlucky, then we run like our lives depend on it, because they do. They don't bother sending thieves to the Iron Row. I can't help the bit of tension in my hands and jaw at those words. There it is. Easy, right? I guess. What the? Okay. Don't lie to me. My throat and chest suddenly feel tight, crushed by some massive invincible hand. Dizziness follows. Oh, fuck. I thought you were excited to go inside for once. What? My head is suddenly throbbing. I try to cover my face with my hands and only press the mask to my face. A painful shudder starts in my spine and goes through my whole body, rattling me hard enough to make my stomach turn. Oh no, what happened? I don't realize I've swayed into Keir's side until he's got an arm around my shoulder, holding me steady there. What's going on? Oh no, just my little problem. You know how it is. No. What made it flare up like that? Okay, do you need to sit down? My head is swimming, but my feet feel steady under him. Under me. Under me. I don't think I'm about to collapse. I'll be okay. That isn't what I asked. Any possible answer is slipping through my fingers. Eventually, I just shake my head. I just want to go home. If I can lie down and rest, I will improve. This attack is the worst I've had. The only thing new about it is it is intensity. Right. Do you want to lean on me, or should I carry you? Be carried? Sorry. Am I not going to be too heavy? If Keir had a hand free, he would be crossing his arms, I'm certain. You? Yeah. Carrying you isn't going to be a problem. He kneels, and I wrap my arm around his shoulder. The bag and rope he's always wearing press into my front, and it is not too uncomfortable. He stands up like my weight is nothing. Hold on. Wasn't planning on letting go. I feel weightless, but it's not the floating kind of lightheadedness I've experienced before. This time, it's more comfortable. I can barely remember the trip home, except the Shale passed us by and wished me well. Keir leaves me standing at my bedroom door. Do you need anything? Just rest. I'll knock when there's food. Thanks. I lay down in bed with my mask off, breathing slowly. The darkness takes the edge off my headache. The dental patient way Keir treated me sticks to the inside of my throat. Getting treated like that feels almost shocking. I really shouldn't be surprised, though. I guess that's what he's like when he sees someone dying. The days after my shopping trip incident are peaceful at least. The painted panel now nailed into place on a wall adds a flash of color and joy to my dark room. The piece lets me recover until it's almost like nothing bad had happened to me at all. Hey, what's up, group? The five of us leave Hollow, Griff, Keir, and myself gather in the pub as we usually do before a gig. We're all standing around and checking our gear when Delight passes by. Hey, Drinks? Not until the job is done. You'll have to crack open the good stuff for us, babe. Sure. Griff past Delight's backside, and as she passes. We're gonna score big, I can feel it. Feels good. Around me are nods. This is normal for them, of course, so naturally they're feeling well. As for myself, I'm feeling good, nothing uncomfortable. Let's just feel good. We just felt bad, so let's feel good now. Some runs with the gang have been fun, but there's a thrill I get each time we prepare for a new heist. I'm feeling it now. I'm listening keenly. All the thrill in the world isn't worth a thing if I'm not prepared. The job isn't to score, it's to help. I already know you're gonna do a good job of that. And that leaves my hands free for other stuff. And we do have more hands this time. Technically, but does degenerate really count? Griff, why are we still doing this? I remember you being a little mean to me before, I think. What? I mean, this is actual work, not just standing around and waving your arms a bit. You're gonna have to get your hands dirty. Okay. And you think I can't do that? I only know what I've seen. And I've never seen you on the job like this. Yeah, well, I've seen plenty of your work, Grace Swan, and I think it's safe to say nobody's perfect. I pulled that fucking grift, so I don't think it matters how it went. Your mark called you fresh eel because of how hard you were flopping around and laughing at you. Results are the only thing that matters. Rise to the challenge. Or drop it. This is supposed to be a serious mission. So let's just drop it. Keep telling yourself that, buddy. What is it about Degenerate that makes you such a dick, Griff? I don't have to have a reason to hate them. Feeling is mutual. Well, both of you knock it off. I don't think Leif is actually mad at us for fighting. But she's always so deadpan, it's hard to tell for certain. We have a job, you know. They would have been a good distraction doing that on the job. Ha! Because that was so funny. I'll keep that in mind. The idea of fighting with Griff out on the street and making a show of it flashes through my mind. I hate it. What? Keir, no. Not a fan of the idea. Well, I guess now I have a good punishment if you two decide to act up. Okay. Like, I don't... You can't be serious. Do you want to try me and find out? I was gonna say something so rancid, but I decided to hold back like I always do. Inner peace. Inner peace. I'm gonna find out what's in your pants later. Don't worry. I can hear the smile in his voice. He's got something he could use against me now, and we both know it. Got scars? Halo, thanks for putting the idea in his head. You're welcome! Halo does a short bow. It is one of the most sarcastic things I've seen in my life. Not everyone has something. Everyone has something? What do you mean? Halo! Don't. What? Everyone has something they just can't stand, right? Leif hates laundry duty. I don't like cleaning up at the pub. You and Griff being each other's punishment is the funniest, though. She laughs to herself. I can't help but notice the omission in her list. Oh, of her list. What about Keir? You wouldn't dare. Keir has something he can't stand, right? Halo? Halo! I'm your friend, remember? Haven't been here for long, but I'm your friend. I expect her to wilt under Keir's implicit order to not say anything, but instead Halo leans in a little and her voice turns conspiratorial. Keir is really good at being a honey trap, but he can't stand it. I got me something. It's in my pocket now. I can pull it out whenever I want. Nice. Really? I tried to imagine Keir as a seducer. The bait of some romantic or sexual trick. I can almost see it, but not quite. It's really impressive. Hey Halo, thanks for volunteering to help Delight down at the pub for a whole week. Worth it. You are my best friend now. No way is Dee going to make you do it once she finds out what you're getting punished for. Keir sighs. This is so funny. I'm admittedly still stuck on the thought of Keir actively seducing someone. It seems so out of character. It's almost laughable. Yeah. Ask him to show his skills? Let it go. Well, I'm not Elsa, so you're gonna show me what you can do. You know, Halo, I can't really believe it. It sounds fake, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. But it's the truth. I look over at Keir. He's definitely trying to stand as tall as possible, forcing me to tilt my head back. Care to give a demonstration? Hit me with your best shot, buddy. You're kidding. We have a job right now. We're not there now. We're here. So, get to it, buddy. We're not on a strict schedule, are we? Right, guys? We're not. No. We're not. Get to work. And I really like to see a master at work. Yeah. You should. There's a lot to learn. I bet Mr. Gray Swan over here could learn something too. Yeah, I bet I could learn something. Yeah. Everyone's on board. Giddy up. Let's go. Really, Griff? Yes. I don't know why I work with any of you. You are all impossible. You know what's not impossible? Yeah. He rolls his shoulders like he's prepping for a fight. Then this posture gets completely relaxed. Yeah! Let's do this. Hey. Hey. What? His tone of voice has completely changed. He sounds calm, even confident. Not the least bit tired or annoyed. Guys, this is amazing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh? What? I can't. I'm being put on the spot. Oh no. Oh no. Hi. What are we doing? What are you doing? Sorry, what? Callum. Huh? I'm a bit of a regular here. Maybe it's just a new mask, but I've never seen yours around here before. Is that a problem? The opposite. Oh, he sounds so genuine that it's hard not to get swept up in the scene he's setting. He glances around the room. Here. My balls. What? For you, lovely lady. Ooh! He pulls out a chair and turns it, straddling the seat to sit on it backwards. Okay. He rests his arms along the seat in a way that looks completely natural. It's giving Sangwoo. Now I only have to look down slightly to look at him properly. Okay, that's definitely new. A bit easier, right? Huh? It is, thank you. There's a moment's pause, sorry. And somehow I feel compelled to fill it. I'm degenerate. It's a pleasure to meet you. What brings you down here? I have a list, but it's too long. A bit of... the fuck is happening? A bit of private business. I don't really want to talk about it. It's so scandalous. He laughs softly as he turns away, bringing up a hand to brush the back of his neck. Oh my god. Guys, something's wrong. Sorry, I won't pry. So shy and timid, and then he turns back to me. Sorry, I don't usually do this, he says. Do what? Approach a stranger. I'm not usually so forward. What made me the exception? The way you move, there's something about it. I know how that sounds. Kind of weird. I know. So how do I move? When you've been down here as long as I have, you notice that people are usually very guarded. He's doing something with his voice, speaking in a softer way. More breath in his voice. If I didn't know him, I'd say it was nicer on my ears than his usual grumbling. But I do know him, and it just sounds strange. This is freaky. And you're not. You seem comfortable here. Can you blame me for being curious? When you word it like that, it almost sounds reasonable. Do I really look comfortable here? I'm used to mouse hole now, and I don't expect any of these people here to attack me, even Griff. So what do you want to know? I'm a very mysterious person, of course. So I can't tell you much. You don't want to talk about why you're here? But how about what you've seen here? What's the best thing you've seen? The best? This isn't a good place, but it's not all bad. Let me think. The auction house. There's a nice shopping street. This is a nice place. You're pretty good. Let's, we got this, guys. Oh, yeah. You're pretty good. You're making this trip worth it. If Keir's allowed to act out of character for the sake of this interaction, there's no reason I can't do the same. Out of character? What's that? No, that was me in character. Oh, thanks. Oh my god. You can give it, but you can't take it? Was I giving it? Oh, god. You did approach a total stranger because you were interested in their appearance. Okay, that's fair. And what would your answer be if you weren't teasing me? Oh. Who says I was teasing? These niggas over there were popcorn and shit, just watching it. Besides me, then... I expect him to say shut up and change the subject. Despite my best efforts, Keir hasn't broken character. Because apparently he's so good at this. They weren't wrong. He's good at this. The only reason any of this feels wrong to me is that I know Keir is a grumpy bastard. Not this friendly. Polite character sitting before me now. Burst into laughter. Let him end the performance? Yeah. Excuse my language, but yeah. This has been so fun so far. Like, what the f? This thing is basically having sex with me with words. His name is suddenly on my tongue. Like, I need to check that it's still him there. Why? You said let him end the performance. And you do this. Oh, I'm gonna bite my finger off. Here. Suddenly his whole posture changes. The performance is over. And when he speaks again, it's in a rough deadpan. What? I picked the other one! I'm sorry, let me see something real quick. Let him end the performance? Okay, I picked it. I'm sending on my tongue. What? I don't know, that's weird. What? That's so confusing. Okay. Callum. I introduced myself as Callum. Oh, right. I remember that Lave, Hollow, and Griff are watching us. They weren't lying. You were pretty good at this. It's not just me. Those 3 demons can do it too. Most marks aren't interested in a giant man, so they usually play honey traps instead. Right. Even when they're into you, you try to find ways out of it. Because I don't like doing it. Okay. It's too bad. I kind of liked Callum. That's because Callum is a facade for you to like. Well, he was effective, so why can't you be that nice all the time? Why should I be? Being friendly is nice. It makes it easier to get along with others. You've been getting along just fine with me this way. He's not wrong. Right. Fair enough. Okay, let's talk game plan. Okay. I guess I can go back to... Okay, sorry. The 5 of us huddled together around one of the tables. We don't have a map, but this... Damn! But this shouldn't be too complicated. The tunnel we're going through is just barely big enough, but we've got word it's still completely open. It opens up pretty high over the floor, so we'll need to set up a rope and climb down to get in. Once we hit the ground, we split up. Halo, you're with Griff. Degenerate, you're backing up Lave. I'll go alone, pick up what you can, but keep moving. Our goal tonight is a rescue, not filling our own pockets. Maximize money, but don't compromise the actual mission. Get it. Once you've found them, you're gonna hide somewhere nearby. Do not wander around. Wait for everyone else to get there. Griff grumbles. What is it? Halo's gods touched? We're gonna find the poor bastard first thing and get stuck waiting for ages for you. Doesn't matter. You stay put and don't put the mission at risk by f***ing around. Maybe you can learn to pray and get some divine luck for yourself as long as you're waiting around. Lave turns to me. I'm not gonna abandon you, but I'm not going to babysit you either. I'll show you 3 ropes, but if you fuck up, I won't stick my neck out for you. Okay. And you're not going to stick out your neck for me either, understood? I don't expect you to put yourself in danger for my sake. I can't pretend it doesn't sting a little to be treated this coldly, but I'm certainly pragmatic enough to understand what she's saying. One last gear check and then we're leaving. I haven't needed to carry weapons or tools at this point, so I watched the others instead. Griff has a pouch with several small glass bottles, each wrapped in some scrap of rag, probably to prevent them from clinking together, and making noise. He checks for each crack or leaks. Lave and Keir are both looking over their knives. Halo taps my shoulder. Here. In her hands is a grimy metal bar, about as long as my forearm, with a flattened claw at the end. A crowbar? Most of the crates are going to be nailed shut. Even the ones that got nailed shut badly are hard to open without some leverage. I take the crowbar. It's solid and heavy, but not unmanageable, and it hits as good as anything if you're in an emergency. She stands there a second longer. I get the feeling she wants me to ask something, then she doesn't. All the warehouses no thieves can sneak in, even if they don't know how. So they do what they can to stop us, mislabeling crates, adding noise traps, so be careful. Are we ready? Yeah! Everyone says yes, myself included. Then let's get moving. Okie dokie. We don't carry lamps into the secret tunnel. According to Lave, it would just get us caught faster. But while the tunnel isn't especially long, it takes us forever to walk through it. To navigate in the darkness, I have one hand on the wall, a bit of Halo's cloak pinched between my fingers to keep track of her in front of me, and I hardly raise my feet as I walk. It's agonizing, though I suppose I have it pretty good in comparison to Keir. I can't see him now, but the image of him hunching and bending his knees to creep into the short, narrow gap in the wall is going to amuse me for ages. You would never believe that there were 5 of us in the tunnel for how quiet we are. The sound of my own breathing contained by my mask fills my ears. There's nothing else to listen to. Stop. The word is whispered, but it's the loudest thing I've heard in minutes. Here's the drop. If I strain my eyes, I can almost see a sliver of light ahead. Or maybe I'm just imagining things in the darkness. I stand absolutely still while there's the soft sounds of movement ahead. I only know what's happening from the brief. The tunnel opens high above the floor of the warehouse, and so Keir and Griff are preparing a rope to climb down. This isn't going to be fun. Ayla whispers some last-second advice to me when it's my turn to slide down the rope, but in the end, I just have to make the heart-stopping jump on my own. Thank fuck I'm wearing gloves. Keir catches me as soon as I'm in his impressive reach, and I drop to the floor with his help landing softly. Good, everybody's great. Lovely. Ooh! My goodness. I get a second to breathe to look around. We're in a cluttered, forgotten corner of the warehouse, from the looks of it. They really just left this place as a junk corner, when there's an access tunnel here even. Too long without a break-in made them careless. Halo touches down, so softly I would have missed it if I wasn't looking. Okay, split up. Don't get noticed. Take what you can. He turns around and leaves, walking along the wall on the right until he's slipped between stacks of crates and vanishes. Halo and Griff go left. That leaves Lave and I to move forward. You know what to do. Do I? I honestly forgot. Follow, don't make any noise, stay alert. Yay. And pick up anything valuable that isn't nailed down. That goes without saying. Lave turns her back to me and we split up. Oh, we split into the narrow walkways between shelves and stacks of crates. I have never been more aware of just how much sound my cloak makes in this moment. Lave suddenly turns. Something must have caught her attention. She's kneeling in a cramped little clove, built from more crates, already sliding the end of her crowbar in the gap between the box and the lid. Follow Lave close. Stand at the mouth of the clove. Stay put. Yeah. I mean, it did say to follow, right? Let me go back just to make sure. Follow, don't make any noise, and stay alert. So, I will follow. I get close to Lave and watch as she painstakingly levers off the lid. The wood creaks, and for a moment, my heart stops. Lave freezes. I don't think she's even breathing. After a moment, she gets back to it. The crate lid comes off with a final faint sound. In the dark, it's hard to tell for certain, but I think the crate is labeled as carrying fine teapots. Lave pulls the lid away and reveals dark bottles nestled in beds of hay. That's the good shit. Oh yeah. We love tea kettles and stuff. Yeah. She picks up several bottles, each fitting comfortably in her palms. Suddenly we can hear footsteps. They're quiet, but they're close. Shit. Lave shoves her hand into the box and she grabs another bottle while I put the lid on in place. She shoves several of the bottles into my hand and then begins to scale the crates. In a panic, I slip the bottles into my bag and start to climb as well. We'll lay on top of the crates, barely breathing, in deathly silence and wait. There's a long moment of quiet, then there's the sound of someone knocking on wood. The guard must have noticed the lid out of place. Shit. Not here. Did they hear us? Question mark? We wait for ages for the guard to leave, and then for us to be certain they're not coming back. Lave is as still as the grave beside me. Let's go. Getting on our feet would be too noisy. We creep over the boxes, crawling step by agonizing step in silence. Down here. She slinks down the crates like a shadow. I have to take the edge off the crate in a death grip and feel for holds by dragging my shoes along the wood. Thank the lunar god, it's so dark. This is embarrassing. Lave is silent in a way that feels deliberate. She probably wouldn't have much nice to say if she did start talking. When I finally reach the stone floor, it's a relief. I take a second to flex my hands, forcing out the pain. I'm gonna go ahead. You see if you can find something good. If you need to move, then move. I'll find you if you get lost. Alright. I got you. Lave is gone in a second, leaving me alone in what seems to be a dead end of a hallway. The thin labored lantern light is not enough to illuminate everything, but I can see the labels for a few of the crates. One is clearly labeled as containing work trousers. Perhaps it's a uniform. Another claims to be carrying spices. It's unclear which kind, almost certainly cut with some kind of forged substance. Substitute, in order to increase the weight. The third is labeled in a language I only barely recognize, but I do understand the largest word painted on the side, silk. And there's every chance that the boxes are lying about their contents. I lower my arm and the crowbar tucked up my sleeve drops smoothly into my mind. Oh, into my hand. Whoops. Open the silk crate. Open the spice crate. Open the work trousers. I think the silk crate is better, right? I mean, silk is valuable. I wedge the crowbar into the gap and slowly lever it open. The wood moves slowly, the nails giving up without a fight, and then... Oh! Something snaps. The sound echoes through the whole cavern. There's no way there isn't a guard heading towards me now. I plunge my hand into the gap and find some kind of rough satchel. It's heavy. Too much heavy to be silk. What? Okay, I pull out the satchel and see the faint gleam of metal with their nails. Okay. Fucking of course. The sound of footsteps nearby drives me to climb again. I shove the bag of nails into my bag and tuck myself on top of the shelf. My heart is pounding in my ears. My lungs are screaming for air, but I clamp my hands over my mouth. My mask pressing them tight to my face. I need to move. There's no way the guard doesn't know I'm somewhere around here. If I move, I'll make a sound. I'm trapped. I don't know how long I lie there, waiting for the guard to leave. Maybe it was 30 seconds, maybe it was tens of minutes. But after that wait, there's the sound of effort. Are you serious? Because I'm thinking about going back now. The guard is climbing climbing the shelf. And no one's gonna, like, help me. So I am f***ed right now. Staying still isn't working. I shimmy backwards until my feet are hanging over the edge of the shelf behind me. The single heave, I throw myself backward until I'm clinging to the top of the shelf with my fingers. I scrabble for footholds, clambering down faster than I ever have before. The second my feet hit the ground, I'm sprinting down a path. I take a few random turns. I'm technically lost now. I certainly have no idea where I am. But the aisles of shelves is all met at simple right angles, and the shelves are all straight lines. It's not hard to keep track of which direction our exit is in. Oh my god. That scared me a little bit. And up ahead, a shadow passes through an intersection of shelves. That's Slave. That gives me an easy target to chase. This hall is narrow, and the intersections are frequent. So I move slowly, checking at each intersection that no one is approaching. That's a big nigga. When I reach the intersection Lave went through and look, there is a guard coming towards me. They didn't see me, but I'm not going to be able to get by them. Time to consider my options. Wait for the guard to pass, throw a nail to distract the guard, attack the guard. I have the nails. Might as well. I reach into my bag and pull out a nail. At least this is good for something. With a sharp flick of the wrist, I throw the nail down the hall in front of me. Then I duck down and try to hide. The guard takes the bait, following the sound. And while their back is to me, I creep down the hall they just left. After another half-minute of sneaking about, I finally hear another person's voice. Yay! This way! It's Lave. I follow her. We found the target. I was gonna get you, but there was some obstacles in the way. Some obstacles found me. That's why I'm here. Figured. In silence, we continue. Hey guys! It's a little hurtful to my ego to be the last one to arrive, but Halo and Keir are waiting for Lave and I. Presumably Griff is skulking around somewhere nearby. Or maybe Halo lost him? Nice job surviving. I appreciate the vote of confidence. There's no shelves here, just stacks of crates that felt like walls. This must be stuff that's been here long term, because there's no easy way to move these crates around. Oh shit. Keir leads us to the room made of crates. Two things catch my eye immediately. The restrained person kneeling on the floor and the guard standing nearby. Who's there? Says the guard. Oh my god. Shit. No one else seems too worried. A shadow slinks down the wall of stacked boxes, suddenly on the guard's back. A hand forces itself under the guard's mask. Oh, damn. After a moment of muffled shouting, the guard goes limp, and there stands Griff. Not lost after all. That was easy. Nice. Mm-hmm. Taylor rushes to the person kneeling on the ground, unsure what to do. I hang back with Keir. Griff comes over. Told you Halo's God-touched. We've been going around finding what we can pick up and coming back here for a while. The uniform's been here the whole time. So you had a good chance to scout ahead and make sure you got the drop on them. Good. How did you do that? Do what? Find the target first? Oh my god, this guy. It's all about experience and talent. Not that those are things you'd know about. And how about dropping the guard? Are your hands just so filthy they render everyone violently ill? Griff pulls something from his belt, a linen cloth. The smell coming from it is sharp and sweet in a way that makes me cringe back. It's sleepy juice. Wanna try? Don't respond. Only if you try to. I'm not gonna respond to you. He's awake. Halo's voice is a sharp hiss of breath more than anything. Keir approaches, so do the rest of us. No matter how good my eyes get at picking out details in the dark, I can't tell much about the man kneeling on the floor. It's just too dark. I can tell that he doesn't look good, at least. Match, please. Leave strikes a match, and though the flame is small, what little I can see is nauseating. Sickly thin arms, wrist bones jutting out painfully under restraints. Strange matte patches of silver skin. Oh, silver on his skin. Halo leans down and picks at the restraints lock. Keir kneels down. I know it's hard to believe, but we're here to help. We'll get you out of here. The man's voice is so frail. But you were lied to back home. The money your family got is all they're ever gonna get. The oxen is just profit for the bastards that did this to you. Griff's tone is kinder than I've ever heard from him before, despite the venomous way he says bastards. I'm sorry. The flickering light and shadow makes it hard to see anything clearly. But I can still recognize the shock when it crosses the man's unmasked face. What's your name? It takes a long time for the man to answer. Thorn. I'm Thorn. That's a market name. Thorn nods very slightly. I'll bet you Genty that he has a sister named Rose. I'll take that bet. Thorn lets out a faint breath, maybe a hint of a laugh. My brother's name is Bramble. Keir sighs. You'll get your Genty soon. Yay. Okay, Thorn. This is important. How long have they been treating you? Treating? It must have something to do with the silver patches on him. A very bad feeling grips me. It's not about recovery. We know how to make that happen, but it helps with the timeline. I glance over my shoulder, almost hoping to see a guard. That would explain my dread, but we're alone here among the boxes. 2 weeks? What the hell? Lave sucks in a breath through her teeth. Oh! You're this far along after 2 weeks? Damn. Candle and Crystal Company must be hard for the Lunar Core if they're trying to rush the process like this. No. Oh my god. Are you serious? Bro. This is literally the worst time to do this. I can't see anything for a second. Voices become distant and muddied under the rush of blood in my ears. Lave, shut up. My hands tremble violently. I knew there was a possibility. The silvery patches on Thorn's shimmer as Lave flicks her wrist to put out the match. I think Degenerate deserves to know what they're actually asking for. What? Rush the process. Is this how they They call lunar core dammable. I guess I know why now. Ooh, stay calm, stay calm. My mouse was f***ed up. That's not fair. Do that again. No, oh my god. Are you serious? I knew it was something bad, but my body shifts to the side belatedly. I feel something heavy and warm on my shoulder. Degenerate? You knew? You knew what I was asking for? No. What? That cuts through the noise slightly. He gets right in front of me, one hand firm on my shoulder while the other goes under my chin. I'm forced to look up at him. I can't do this. I don't know what I want to say. There's a lot I can't do right now. I can't look at him. As soon as we're safe in Mousehole, you can have whatever breakdown you need. But right now, we need you. I force myself to breathe, grappling for control of myself. I find it. I don't feel better, but after a moment, I at least feel able to box up my feelings. I'm not looking forward to dealing with them. Okay, I can do this. Just a little longer. I'll try, definitely. I close my eyes for a moment, just enough to put what should be a world-rocking discovery away for a while. Opening my eyes again, I look over at Thorn. He doesn't look great, to be honest. Put this on. Taylor produces a cloak that helps Thorn wrap it around himself. It makes more sense now that Keir would pick me out of the crowd to be a decoy. The cloak does look more than a little like mine. Can you walk? Don't think so. Then I'm gonna carry you, okay? Thorn manages a nod. Time to get the hell out of here. Leif points, the way back to the exit. I built up a good sense of direction here in the underground, out of necessity. But Leif's ability is uncanny. The guards are insanely active right now. We're not getting out of here without a fight. Are we staying together? We have to split. If we're moving together, they'll be able to gather in on us. We scatter, there'll be confusion. We're not winning a head-on fight. We have to f with their heads. If Griff says we need to split up, we need to split up. Same groups as last time. I'll need help getting Thorn up to the tunnel. So don't leave unless I'm there. Leif glances back to me. At me, I nod. We go to the intersection together, ready to split up. Mercifully, there is no one waiting to kill us there. However, as Leif and I turn right to split away from the others, we're met with the sight of a guard approaching, moving at a quick clip. Okay. Looking back, I catch a glimpse of a lantern behind us. The only way out is forward. 2 intersections, then we split. Keir's order is barked out as we begin to run. I'm grateful for the simple instructions. With my brain adrenaline soaked and consumed with the need to survive, I doubt I'd be able to do anything more complex. We pass the first intersection, then the second. Guards are definitely chasing us now. At the next one, I turn. I realize my mistake too late. Instead of chasing after Leif, I'm behind Griff. Halo isn't here. We must have gotten mixed up. I freeze for a moment. Someone is running close behind me. Oh shit, follow. Just keep going. It's a mistake, but going back now would be catastrophically idiotic. Griff doesn't hate me enough to fuck up our escape. I can follow him. Yeah, good thing I didn't clap back when we were arguing, so I feel like if I did that, he would have definitely left me or something. Griff glances back for a moment. Maybe my footfalls sound different than Halo's. Maybe he's just making sure it's me. Suddenly he grabs one of the crates and tugs on it as he passes. Nothing happens. Then I'm also passing him. Okay, I pull the crate. I don't know. I gotta think fast because it's a timer. I tug sharply on the crate as I pass. For a moment, nothing seems to have happened. And then I hear a loud crashing behind me. Griff glances back and nods. Whatever mess we've made is probably enough to have stopped our pursuance for the first time. Then Griff finally slows to a walk. I'm almost willing to express gratitude to him. Almost. I'm going to be feeling aches from this venture for days. Then we stop. That's not reassuring. We're back to whispering, communicating purely by breath. We've got trouble on all sides. Hear him coming? How much fight can you put up? I don't have much in me. Then you keep back and leave it to me. You're in danger and liability to me, so stay out of the way. Okay. He's right in the most frustrating way possible. He doesn't know me enough to know how I'd act in a fight. To be able to work with or around me. And that's if I was in a fit state in the first place. You could stop being such a prick about it, though. I won't get in your way. Fine. It only takes a moment for guards to turn the corner and approach. I tense up, waiting for my chance to flee. Griff suddenly launches forward, his knife catching flickers of light as he moves. I stay put. If I move, Griff might decide that I'm in the way. Griff has 2 guards under control from the looks of it. He's fast, and while his knife hasn't made contact yet, it's not from a lack of trying. But he appears to have missed one guard who is stepping towards me. Stay back. I stay still. If Griff decides to take my safety into his hands, the least I can do is make him back up those words. Uh-oh. You better not be saying that to me. Oh, it's not directed at me for once. Cool. Griff grabs the guard by the arm and practically tugs them into his pouch. Oh, punch. It's another minute of violence with me backing away to ensure I don't get caught up in. But Griff finally knocked out or killed the 3 guards. Let's get moving. Fine. He starts to run and I follow behind. At a major intersection, one close to the exit, we stop. We're not the only ones arriving here. Leif and Hollow are standing in the intersection and Keir is running in from the other side. Good timing. Thanks. We've got company. I follow the direction Leif is facing. I'm no longer shocked to see guards approaching. I'm just exhausted by it. 4 versus 3. Doable. I see 4 guards. It's 4 on 4. You're not fighting. No, it's me, Hollow, and Griff. You and Degenerate start getting out of here. Oh, they're right. They're tough, but we've got fragile cargo. Thorn huffs. If I get a say in this... fine. It's you and me. Yes, it is. Our exit is only a few intersections away. With one final turn, it should be easy. No, it won't be easy. Nothing about this has been easy. As if to confirm my thoughts, we turn the corner and are met with the sight of another guard. A crossbow aimed directly at us. We dive to the floor and... Oh. I land hard on my knees. I feel something rustle my coat. Cloak? Yes, cloak. But there's no pain. Either I'm in shock or I missed it. Oh, or it missed. And then I look at Keir. He seems to be fine. We weren't hit. He holds Thorn carefully, protecting his head with a hand. The guard is moving to reload. Bad. And glance at Keir again. He's not moving fast enough. He has to be careful of Thorn. There isn't a lot I can do, but that guard isn't dangerous until the crossbow is loaded. I rush them, shoulder down, bracing for impact. I hit the guard and just keep trying to move forward, to somehow run through them. The hit goes through my whole body, pushing the air out of my lungs. The guard keeps hold of their crossbow, but at least they can't reload while I'm striking them like a battering ram. When they finally force me back, I have less than a second to assess what I'm seeing. Keir sheltered Thorn with his body. The crossbow aimed at him. Is it ready to fire? I barely think straight. My head is buzzing and my thoughts feel numb and distant. Oh my god! We're just gonna grab the bolt. Frantically, I do the only thing that makes sense to me. I reach out and grasp the crossbow bolt, wrapping my hand around the head and pointing, around the head, okay. The pointed tip just barely poking out of my hold. Goodness. I move my hand. The guard appears to instinctively fire in response. If I was not wearing gloves, the shot would likely have peeled all the skin from my palm. But instead of the bolt hitting Keir, it is embedded in the side of a crate. Good shot. I am high on adrenaline. That is the only thing that explains my urge to talk to the guard. You know I can do this again. I grab the crossbow. The guard is trying to shake me off. Can't kill Keir if they're too busy dealing with me. I love being a distraction. This should be a bad idea, but somehow it isn't. Somehow me being in the way is working. As long as I'm playing keep away. It's probably only a few seconds of fighting, but it feels like ages. A rescue comes when a pair of arms wrap around the guard's neck and a hand smothers their covered face. I can't believe I'm happy to see you, Griff. Same to you. Lave and Hollow jog up. Well, we probably don't have long before we're caught again. We need to get out of here. Keir lets Thorn down onto his feet beside me. My role is obvious. Living crutch. While I keep Thorn upright, Keir climbs up the rope while the rest of us wait, eyes open for any more danger. Alright, if we rush, we fuck up. Quietly but carefully, you hear me? Totally. Halo, Lave, and Griff catch the end of the rope and tie it around Thorn to make a harness. It's not good, but it only needs to work for a minute. But once the harness is tied, Keir is quick to pull him up. The rest of us watch for guards. Griff disappears, presumably to get a good angle to use his sleepy juice if anyone gets too close. Then each of us take it in turns to climb up. When it's my turn, Keir hoists up the rope. Thank goodness. We did that sort of successfully. We arrive back at the pub, our crew 1 member stronger. Thorn looks even worse in the relative light of the pub, but there's much less strain in his expression. I keep feeling like I should look away. I'm so used to faces being covered that Thorn looks naked without a mask. Now that we're safe, we check over ourselves. As I suspected, there's a new hole in my cloak that I'm going to have to mend. Alright, my spare room isn't spare anymore. I've got degenerate in it. I can go somewhere else for a bit. You make it sound like I'm an infestation. Oh my gosh. Let's just... sarcasm. Well, you are an enormous pest. I'm not sure you're in any position to call me an enormous anything. There's a soft chuckle from Halo that makes me feel like I've won a prize. When I look back at Keir, I realize he's not moving. His body language suggests that he's startled. Are you surprised to hear that you're huge? He shakes his head briefly. I'm not I can't focus. I can't focus. Oh my god, I'm not surprised to hear that I'm big. Okay, great. Total deadpan, of course. I just realized something. Before anyone can ask, he changes the subject. Lave, Hollow, have you got space? I can ask a neighbor for cots. Thorn can use our room. Keir carefully pats Thorn on the shoulder. If you don't trust us, that's understandable. We're not exactly good people. But if you have any trust in what I say, I want you to know that Lave and Hollow will make sure you're comfortable. You can rest and recover in peace. None of us mean you any harm. We won't keep you here against your will. We just advise you to recover here for a while until you can walk on your own. Thorn nods. I recognize that look on his face. It's the same one I had during my panic attack in the warehouse. He's compartmentalizing everything. What a word that was. Just trying to survive this moment. Oh, and you'll get a cut of our profit. Something to get you on your way home. He nods to the rest of us. What'd we get? Everyone starts rummaging through bags and pockets, making little mounds of goods on the table. Not bad. Are you sure? I got nails. My stack isn't the most impressive of the bunch, but it's not nothing either. A respectable result for my first outing. Keir gives me a little nod of approval. I thought I only got nails. Keir starts going through each pile, taking some of the contents and shifting them to a new pile in front of Thorn. Thorn's pile is soon the biggest of anyone's, though none of us are about to complain. The only one at the table who could even claim half the misery that Thorn's enduring is me. And I'm not so bad that a stiff breeze would knock me over. Thorn's eyes get bigger as the stack grows. You're... what? Yeah, we're sure. We do this kind of stealing to make sure the people who need food and safety can have it. You're in the most need. You get the most reward. You can keep the stuff if you want, but otherwise we'll trade it for cash and give you your share of the money in a few days. Slowly, Thorn shakes his head. You can sell it. We'll do that then. There's a minute of mumbling and trying not to drop things as the different piles get put into separate bags. It's boring routine at this point, which is a startling thought to have. I've really gotten used to this. Yep. Drinks? Come back in a few, babe. Once again, rejected drinks. Delight sweeps away again, giggling as Griff pats her ass as she goes. Interesting. Lave does an exaggerated stretch. A lot to be done with that. It could have been a lot worse. He glances my way. You've got a rough edge or two, but we'll work on those. Okay. After a minute, Delight comes back. That was quick. You know what I like. Something strong for me. Let's crack open that liquor I brought last week. Lauren, do you want to go back and rest, or stay here for a bit? I'll stay. Then I'll have a mead. What about some tea for you? What the hell is mead? Thorin nods slowly. I think he's finally understanding that the plan really is just to hang out and drink to decompress from everything. There's an order on the tip of my tongue. I've been here enough to have a usual. But the words don't come. Actually, nothing from me. Maybe later. I can feel the emotions I boxed up in the warehouse starting to leak out again. Nothing for me either. Actually, I'm feeling a bit like taking a walk. Huh? Degenerate, come with me. Why? What if I fall down a crevice? It's safer to go around the caverns in pairs. Okay. It's not going to be a long walk. Shorter than the trip to the warehouse. That's not saying much. The warehouse is very far from us. Fine, if you keep the pace slow. He offers me a hand to get up from the table. Everyone is staring. Alright guys, take a picture. It'll last longer. At no point so far have I seen Keir go off on a walk after a job. He also drinks and parties to combat the stress of running for his life. Let's go. I think you'll like it when we get there. Totally. It's not a short walk through the marketplace, but we keep off the main roads and avoid the rougher trails. It really is just a quiet and leisurely stroll until Keir points out a narrow tunnel. It looks like one of the many secret ways in and out of Mouse Hole. But we're much too far for it to be that. One tight squeeze and we're there. As Keir says after a brief squeeze, we are somewhere new. Oh! Oh! Blue! For a second I almost think we're outside. But no. The still and still air is the same that it ever was. It's just that this cavern is untouched. For the first time in a long time, I can't see the evidence of human life. Malso hasn't always been in that cavern. We've lived in every secret nook the mountain has. And if something goes wrong in Mousehole, this is going to be our new home. We'll have to dig out more passages to make some platforms to float houses on, but... This is your plan if things go wrong? When things go wrong? We can't just say, what's wrong with that? You don't end up in Mousehole because you've had good luck. No, I didn't. The quiet holds between us for a moment. The view is breathtaking. Showing me this is a clear display of trust on Keir's part. If only it wasn't an obvious place-hating gesture. You should have told me. I didn't know. I'll just do this one. If you knew this whole time, then you had a duty to tell me. Keir is so still and quiet that for a moment it feels like he's a statue. Then he crumples, face in his hand. Why did it have to be you? Before I can try to pick up on what he said, he's moving on. You know why I didn't tell you? Because I wouldn't trust you to uphold your end of the deal? There's no way you'll get me lunar core if it means killing a person to get it. You're too noble to sacrifice their life, but you're pretty fucking cavalier? No. Cavalier. Cavalier? It's Cavalier. With mine. I guess I'm just not worth saving. He doesn't say anything. He knows he deserves this. Were you ever going to tell me? Or was it just going to stay a secret until I died? Poor degenerate. Died looking for a cure. Doesn't know what they've been played for a chump. At least you got some cheap labor from them while waiting for them to die. You are not going to die. Everyone is working to find a cure. You took away a chance at it just today. You don't get to say that. It's one thing to get lunar core that's already been made. You're saying you want to kill Thorn for it? So yeah, we do have to kill. Okay. Thank you. That is so sad. Dang. I don't take it back. After a moment, Keir sighs. Could you have left Thorn there, in the state he was in? That stills my tongue. The answer might be yes, but it's not an immediate yes. It's not easy when you see the person you have to sacrifice. And it should be hard. That means you still have your humanity. I'd also like to have my life. The world doesn't always let you keep both. It should be my choice. You've been keeping my ability to choose from me. I've been choosing an awful lot. I don't know what you're talking about. Keir is quiet for a moment. I can't say I'm sorry. I decided not to tell you. I know how you're going to feel about it. I don't regret it, but I know I've treated you badly. And what are you gonna do about it? Keep looking is the only thing I can't do. He runs a hand over his mask. Okay. Like, I can't forgive you. We're just gonna say okay. If I die, then it's your whoa, wait a minute. If I die, it's your fault now. You could have saved me. I know. But I understand why you're like this. I don't agree, but I understand. We don't actually know how it works. There's some kind of drug involved, and there's torture. The slow kind. Maybe it's sadism, or maybe you have to break a person for the process to work. It all sounds pretty bad. It is. But you're not doing well either, are you? You know that. You saw a hint of how bad it gets on our shopping date. When we met, you took me around the market on a wild chase. I was tired after that, but I bounced back. If you did that to me today, I would be in bed for the rest of the day. It's a miracle I'm not in bed now, after the job. My body's getting slower and weaker every day. I get moments where my thoughts turn into sludge or fog, or I lose track of time, like I've skipped from 1 hour to the next without the intervening time. Sometimes I feel like something else is controlling my body. I'm dying, Keir. There's a hairline fracture in my soul, and one day it's going to split open. I don't know what happens to souls after they die, but mine won't be able to do the same. I'm already scared. Don't you dare make me hopeless. How does it feel, buddy? He stops. He's quiet for a long time. Long enough that I start to think he's given up on talking with me. And then... I should be apologizing. You should be? But... if I apologize, I'm saying that I was in the wrong for what I did. I don't regret my actions. I regret that a consequence of this is that it will be harder to save your life. But I would save Thorn every time. And it was wrong, but I would hide the truth from you every time too. You... I will let you chew on me to pieces. I won't fight. I'll sit down so you can punch me in the face, if that will help. But let me tell you why. I wish my mask was off, just to show him how withering my glare can be. But I nod once. Right. He sits down, and I see him glance at my hands. When I don't make a move to punch him, he looks towards the lake and starts talking. You know, I've lived here basically my whole life. My mother had to run to the marketplace when I was young to understand why. The cruelty, the depravity of the market, I'm used to all of that. I don't think I'd be the man I am today if Karst, my mentor, hadn't taught me that complacency, yes, in the face of cruelty gives permission to the cruelty. It's different when it's someone who has no choice. I figured that out on my own, but I have a choice, and that means standing against it. That's the only way I can keep my soul down here. I'm gonna sit down with him. Keir looks so tired. I'm not exactly full of energy after our escape either. I settle down on the ground, leaving space between Keir and myself. It's not comfortable, but it's a relief on my feet. So my life matters less to you than your mentors? Oh, your morals? Sorry. I try not to word it as an accusation. Everything about this is painful. But if I can understand Keir and his beliefs, maybe I can get him to understand mine. Everything does. I'm not trying to protect my soul or anything. I'm a thief. I've killed to protect myself and others. I've lied more times than I can count. I'm not a good man. But I have to believe that there are things that are evil, even if done for the best of reasons. That there are things that are good, even when done for selfish reasons. Using someone, abusing them so they're unwilling suffering is to another's benefit. You would save Thorn even if it meant destroying Mousehole, wouldn't you? It was a choice between one person's life and 100 lives. I would save the hundreds, but the houses, our belongings, not more valuable than a life. I would burn down every building myself if that's what it cost. Very interesting. That way, that's way too rigid. You can't live like that down here. That's what Griff says. He's right. Keir laughs a little. I won't tell him you said that. Mousehole exists because the world is cruel. We went to the marketplace because the surface rejected us. And then had to hide when even the marketplace turned us away. It would be so easy to justify cruelty in the name of our survival. Some of the things Griff has suggested would be crossing the line. And that's his job, to find every advantage possible to give us a fighting chance at living good lives. He had to be good for something. He's also a damn good thief and a good friend to me. So Griff suggests doing bad things to make money and you tell him no? That means turning down opportunities that could have helped. And someone else, someone worse, got to benefit instead of you. Sometimes, yeah, the worst people are usually the ones benefiting. That's how the world works. But there needs to be something that matters more than just self-centered survival. I need it. The only reason I've survived this long, in a world as dark as this, is by holding on to that. If you hate this, hate me for it. I understand. I'm not going to try to convince you that I'm right about everything. Just, this isn't me trying to be pure, or arrogance, that I know the right way to live. It's just what lets me survive. Stand up and punch him. Stay quiet. Lean against him. The punching one is so tempting. It's fine, I won't. Just lean against him. We'll be good this time. I shuffle slightly until there's no more space between us. Keir flinches for a moment, but then he seems to realize that I'm not about to try to hit him from this angle. Then he relaxes. I lean against him. He's becoming a favorite pillow of mine. At this point. I'm not mad at you. I'm still mad at you. Just for shits and giggles, I'm still mad at you. Keeping important information from me, stopping me from making important choices. I'm going to be mad about it for a while. But I understand why you thought you had to be this way. I know it's not the same, and I don't expect you to make things better, but I meant it. When I said everyone was looking. All of us are using our connections to find out what's going on, what's going in and out of the market. If Lunar Core enters the market or is sold here, we'll know. Even Oleander is on the case. Your deal with him wasn't the start of his search. I don't expect you to make up for everything. But I want you to know that I will do whatever is necessary to save you. Even if it means robbing the auction house. For you? I'll be the first thief to steal from the auction house itself. The heat behind those words knocks me breathless. Hey! It's not exactly strange for me to feel attached to Keir despite everything, but now I'm starting to feel just how deep that attachment really is. I'm counting on you, Bucko. I know. He groans and drops his head on his hands for a moment. I know I don't exactly deserve it, but I wish you'd go easier on me sometimes. Why would I? You know why. His ears are turning red. Oh my god, it's true, I actually see it. That's crazy! No way. There's no way he's blushing for the reason I think. I don't know why, actually. I don't have mind reading powers. Keir groans again. Are you actually going to make me say it? I mean, I actually do want to know as well, because I don't know. You seem to be under the impression that I'm doing this to give you a hard time. Because you're always giving me a hard time. Because you deserve it. But this time I don't have a clue what you're talking about. I'm actually getting more confident every second that I know what Keir's talking around, but I also cannot believe it. If I don't hear it directly from him, I won't be able to believe it. Keir sighs. Really? Sorry, I don't know why I rolled my eyes. They care about you a lot. I hold my tongue despite the impulse to start talking. And after a moment of silence, my patience is rewarded. Romantically, despite my better instincts. You talk too much and you make things difficult on purpose. And even after all that, I care about you enough that throwing away things I believe in feels possible. He runs a hand over his face for a moment. It's not like I've been subtle about it. So I'd appreciate if you stopped tormenting me by playing dumb. Not subtle? A reasonable person wouldn't think you liked me at all. What do you mean, not subtle? Is this actually happening? Like this? Everyone else who matters already knows. I guess. I get so much shit from the others for giving you special treatment. The only reason they don't make fun of me when you're around is to keep you from feeling uncomfortable. What? You're joking. He isn't. Even I can tell. I wouldn't joke about this. I'm not Oleander. Yeah. This kind of thing isn't a game to me. You know that. Keir, oh my god. What am I even supposed to do with this? I'm dying. Keir just confessed to lying to me. He's still a stranger to me, but... Now I know about Callum. How he can be charming if he wants to. He lets kids tease him. He's a terrible singer. How do we know that? He steals people from traffickers and gives them a safe place to rest in his home. Stranger is the wrong word, Keir. Look, I know you don't have to feel anything about me. I definitely don't expect my feelings to be mutual at this point. Shut up. Oh, anyway. He's stupid. But if I can ask one thing, it's some kind of answer. I'm too mad to talk about it. Tell him. You have amazing timing. First all this information about how you've been lying to me, then this. You must love giving me chores. And all this while I'm dying. I think he knows you're lying. But this is something I can work through now. I hold my hands together tightly under my cloak. Despite everything, despite already knowing Keir's answer, I'm nervous. First, you were not in any way obvious. You refused to be nice or have fun. How was I supposed to know you liked spending time with me? We went on a date. I bought you OBSCURA and everything. I'm not gonna say anything. I was gonna, but it's like I could have bought myself OBSCURA. Would that mean that I'm romantically invested in myself? It was not even a date, it was more like a walk. So shut up. You have brown eyes, and I can't stop thinking about what they might look like. What? You and I have very different ideas of what's obvious. This is obvious. I'd kiss you, but your masks are in the way, despite everything I feel the same about you. I just spent time with you because of your incredible people skills. I care about you too. Would it actually, would you actually take it off if I picked the first one? But I mean, it wouldn't hurt to try, so let's totally try it. You just have to imagine me grabbing your head and bringing you down for a smooch. That's obvious. I'm trying to be sincere, and you're treating my confession like a contest you have to beat. Yeah, but that's exactly why you like me. And you do the same to me, which is exactly why I like you. You're a horrible little creature who likes to pick fights with me. Must have awful taste. You're a horrible massive creature who's impossible to interpret. I think we're even. Keir laughs. Yeah. This is always going to be how it goes. Oh my god. We're perfect for each other. I freeze for a second. Right. That was the confession of romantic feelings. I'm not sure how anyone is supposed to transition gracefully out of a moment like this. Were you serious? Oh! This is when we get our answer. Were you serious about kissing me? I also said that our masks are in the way. I don't want to show you my face right now. Aw, poor baby. Fine, yeah. This is a consequence of my actions. Yes. But now the thought of kissing Keir is in my head. I want it. Badly. An idea springs to mind, a loophole around what I just said. I shuffle closer to Keir. Come down for a second. Please, just one. Just a thought to put in your head. Keir leans in. I reach up and carefully settle my hands over where his eyes should be. There. Now I won't show you my face. I feel something shift under my hand. It takes a second to understand it. I'm feeling his cheeks rise in a smile. It's not fair if only you get to see me. Right, I can fix that. With one hand, as awkward as it is, I take off my mask and put it on my lap. A tingle goes down my spine. I feel naked right now. Oh no. I feel the fabric that Keir wraps around his face shift. He must be sliding it off. I fight the urge to look and turn away slightly until my hood obscures the view. Obscures? Seeing him like this would be cheating somehow. I guide his hand to my face until his glove rests over my eyes. The pressure on my face almost feels like another mask. We're sitting in the darkness, covering each other's faces. I feel Keir's hot breath on my face when he sighs. Duh! Sorry, I didn't mean to be. Alright, I'm gonna kiss you now. Not if I kiss you first! Mwah! I don't know, this one's funnier. It was funnier in my head. Yeah. Feeling Keir's laughter on my skin is exhilarating. Is everything a contest for you? Oh yeah. When it comes to you, I just want to win. We get closer. The sense of coordination lost by being unable to see is easy to compensate for while I've got my hand on Keir's face. My hand is not... Oh, it's hot in my glove. Something touches my cheek, the tip of his nose, probably. I turn my head slightly and there it is, the feeling of his mouth touching mine. Nice. Keir hums for a moment. Sorry. The heat. Huh? Mo. What? One of his hands comes around me, settling on my shoulder blade, keeping me close. The kiss is delicate, too much force or enthusiasm, and I risk breaking Keir's nose for one. But it is also too delicious to rush. His mouth isn't sweet or soft, but I could never have expected that from the sharp-tongued man. What he is careful, so achingly, tenderly careful. He can't make my condition worse by kissing me. I say it into his mouth, and I feel the way his lips catch my words. I can make other things worse if I do them wrong. Are you that worried about being a bad kisser? Fine, have it your way. There's more pressure against my lips, and then I'm pushed back into his hand. Bent back and consumed by his kiss. With one hand occupied, there's only so much I can do. So I feel along Keir's side as he leans over and into me. I feel hot and dizzy, but it's a blissful fever. For so long, the only thing that touched my mouth is my mask. I'm so lightheaded from the sensation, it feels like the first time. He presses kisses slow but firm against my mouth, and I try to return them in kind. Keir's tongue slides along my lip, then up my teeth. He groans. I'm feeling the same way. That is a threat. Once I see your face, you're impossible. I nip his lower lip. Keir gasps, then pulls back. You're the impossible one. The hand on my shoulder pulls me closer to him. The position is a little awkward, but I bend into it. I want to feel him body to body. These two are something else. I'll tell you that. You're going to work me up too much like this. I breathe out heavily. I probably need to cool down too, as much as I don't want to admit it. Not feeling it here. The rocks aren't the best cushion. You're real funny, comedian. Fine, close your eyes. Okay. I wait a second just to be sure. Did you actually close them? Yes. I try not to lie about trivial things. I duck my head to take my hand off Keir's face. He does the same. It takes a second, but I get my mask back on. Are you decent? 1 second, this takes work. Yeah, I would think so. There. I turn and there's Keir. If not for the way his ears glow red, I wouldn't know he just tried to kiss the life out of me. I feel like I've just gotten away with something. Kissing someone and still not knowing what they look like is pretty fitting down here. Keir runs his hand over his mask, adjusting it slightly. So do we go home and we can figure it out when we get there? I'm tired. Keir starts to say something more than cuts himself off. I hear it a second after him. Footsteps. Keir? It's a question mark? I don't know. Isn't someone just wondering where you wandered off? We follow the voice back the way we came. Are you serious? Guys, what are we doing? Oh my god. This is why we don't have good things. It's because shit like this happens. Keir, there's a fire! I can just about see the person approaching us. It takes a second for me to recognize that it's Shale. I've never seen them worked up before. Imagine if we continued from where we were. That would have been awkward. Definitely. I know you're tired. We have to run one more time. Okay. As soon as the ground is even and there's enough space, we pelt through the streets, Shale trailing behind us. A dread roils in me. I know I'm about to see something terrible, despite I start to pray. Please, Lunar God, Solar God, please, if you're listening, keep them safe. This cannot be my fault. Like, this is our home, and it's burning. It's cause of him. He said when something happens. Like, god damn. I get not everybody down here is lucky, but shit. That's cause he said that. He jinxed it. And it's burning. Any of the people I've come to know and care about could be in the fire right now. Oh yeah, you need me? I'm here, buddy. Keir runs by me, vanishing into the flames. Oh no. And I have no choice either. I'm fast and light on my feet. And I know my way around. Even tired as I am, I'm an asset. Bracing myself, I race into the flames. You're joking. Is this like the best ending? Because it's like, usually when they do the endings, it starts the bad, and then it goes slightly better, and then better, and then it ends at the best. And I made it to, I got 31. So that might mean that I got like the best ending on the first try too. That's crazy. I change my options sometimes, but that's because I was being timed too quickly. My first thought was to pick the wrong answer. So I think that's supposed to happen every time. Obviously, I'm gonna get the other endings on my own time. Anyways, though, that was OBSCURA Chapter 2 for Keir. Very good, very, of course, amazing. I have favorites, but I still enjoy the other routes anyway. Can't wait for Oleander and Francisco. I think it's gonna be so fun. So, if you guys enjoyed, though, a like would be very much appreciated, and of course subscribe for more OBSCURA in the future. And with all of that being said, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, my loves.